Hello, welcome back to Greg's Shed. As you know, I like to explore the rubbish piles and see what little treasures I can find. This week, I found myself a chainsaw. As you can see, it's in pretty good condition. And one wonders why they might have thrown it out. There'll be something obviously wrong with it. So I'm about to pull it apart and see if we can't get this thing going. So I've had a little bit of a experiment with it. Put some fuel in it and push a little primer bulb here to try and prime it up, and discover that the primer bulb isn't filling with fuel, and there was a strong smell of fuel, and all of a sudden fuel started leaking out onto my bench. So I suspect there's a fuel line problem behind the primer bulb, either between the tank and the bulb, or the carburetor and the bulb. I guess we are only going to find out if we start pulling it apart. So let's do that. There's a couple of screws here and what looks like a cover plate, so I reckon we'll try that first. Looks like a little lever up. Yeah, there we go. Bit of wiggle, and off it comes. And straight away, it's pretty obvious. I'll just show you. Look there. There's a fuel line with a connector that's just floating around. It looks like that's supposed to be connected to that black tube in there. And should look like that. And I can see that the whole reason it's come apart is that black fuel line is split. And that. Now, I'm either going to have to replace that line back to the carburetor, or what I think I might do, just for the sake of getting it going, I might just cut that split, put the connector back into it, and put a new bit of fuel line from here back to the primer bulb. And we'll see how that goes. Oh, tougher than I thought. Alright. Oh, gee, that came out easy. Run the knife down it. You can see I'm just controlling this with my fingers, so I'm not going to slice the top of my other hand off. There we go. Right. Now this might be a bit difficult. Let's see if we can get this back in there. It's going. Oh, bingo. There we go. Went on easier than I thought. Alright, now we're going to try and push this onto the back of the primer bulb. And a bit of slack tank. Put that back in. Now we just cut this to length. So we'll give it a bit of slack. Not that much. Well, there you go. I don't think that's going anyway. A little bit of extra. All right, we'll put it back together now and give it a test. Close it down. And I like to have a proper mixing bottle so that you can mix the fuels accurately. On this one, it's an old steel one, but I've highlighted the lines on here so I know exactly how much I'm putting in. A lot of people don't realise that with the unleaded fuels that you use these days, once you make a mix like this, it goes off pretty quickly. So I only mix up as much as I want to use. This makes, well, I'm making about 500 mils, half a litre. I've got two lines there for 1 to 50 and 1 to 25. I've looked it up. This is the PCH 25, and it takes a 1 to 25 fuel mix. So there's my oil in. A bit of a mix up. My hand-me-down little funnel. It's about 30 years old. I think that will be enough. Nice. Yeah, safe to say, just mop up any excess fuel, because fuel tends to go boom. Right, better move these fuels out of the way. Give it a bit of a prime. Choke. Switch it on. That works. Very good. Alright, well I'm calling that a win. Pretty simple little project really. It was not the usual mucking around with carburetors and spark plugs. So this will now go on to Marketplace and I'll see if I can get a few dollars for it. As I already have a couple of chainsaws, I don't really need another one. But it's, as I said, it's brand new, so should go pretty fast. Well, thanks for stopping in. We'll see you on the next video.